Hello, hello.
All right, Murray.
Welcome to Vegas, dude. This is my wife, Danny, Showgirl. And she's awake. My wife just woke up.
Look and get the exact angle.
I chose magic as a career. I've been gambling all my life. We go like this, watch. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. This is the stuff most people never get to see. Could you make a train disappear? Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna try to swallow the sword just for you guys. You guys wanna see this? Yeah. Welcome to Vegas, you guys.
All right, guys. We're here, and we're gonna meet Murray the Magician. Really an interesting character. I'm excited for this one.
Hello, hello.
All right, Murray.
Welcome to Vegas, dude. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Thanks for bringing us in here.
You're welcome. Come on in. This is my wife, Danny, a Showgirl. One of her friends, Natalia, a very famous photographer, did that for her. She just finished doing a shoot for her. And this bathroom my wife did, which I'm pretty proud of, she did all herself, and it's a Showgirl bathroom, so check that out. So these are original artifacts. These are original design costume from her show, Jubilee. She was in Jubilee. That's the original playbill of who's in that show. And behind the door, if you look, turn around here, that's her last cast photo when the show closed in Las Vegas. And that was the last Las Vegas Showgirl show ever to have. And we're talking a cast of like 120 people.
What do you mean the last Showgirl show?
Well, so in Vegas, people come to Vegas for the Showgirls, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, and this is the Feather Room, which is a very famous thing where they kept all the feathers for the show. The reason Vegas was Vegas is because of the fact that the Showgirls, the topless shows, the glitz, the glamour.
Yeah.
And that was the last show they ended up having with all those Showgirls.
Why'd they stop?
I think it's the cost. You know, it took 120 people to do a show. You know, nowadays you can have Howie Mandel walk on stage with a bottle of water and a stool, and you don't need lights, the production or anything. It's not the same show.
Like your show we're going to tonight.
Yeah, it's two people. It's me and my guest act, Lefty. You know what I mean?
Okay.
With two ushers, one tech. You know, compared to just to run Jubilee, you'd need probably 50 technicians backstage that you'd never even know about.
Okay, so how do you feel about that going away? Or how does your
I
wife
miss it.
feel?
We all miss it because
Okay.
to me that's why people come to Vegas. You know, that's the reason. Vegas is Vegas. You know what I mean? But you got to change. You know what I mean? Like this is a new poster of Danny. So this is Danny. So that's what Danny does now. She's the lead dancer for ZZ Top, and she also is the host of A Touch of Burlesque. And before that, she was the host of Crazy Girl. So you kind of pivot, or you got to make changes.
Is she here?
Yeah, she's in bed right now, but I think she'll be up sooner or later. We'll get it on
Is that a
camera.
Vegas story? You sleep in late, obviously,
Yes.
because you're working late at night.
Because we don't go to bed till 1 or 2 in the morning. Because when you do a show, like anything, you can't just go to bed. You know what I mean? Because you have the hype and adrenaline.
Yeah,
A
sure.
lot of people, if you work outside for 8 hours, you're tired.
Yeah.
So you probably go to bed pretty quickly. But as an entertainer, you have the high of everyone loving you and the applause and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Very hard to go to bed right away. So you sit around, have a glass of wine, or have some friends over, and then you go to bed about 2 or 3.
Okay, here's something from the outside.
Sure.
They see magic and an illusionist.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
It's all subjective, you know.
Okay.
I just say I do tricks for a living. You know, it's kind of like Frank Sinatra said he's a saloon singer, you know?
Okay.
But there's a lot of magicians like, I'm an illusionist. Illusionists are typically guys that do props with big things.
Okay.
Meaning like when I vanished a train or when I did something like that, that would be an illusion because there's no way I vanished a train. And like, you know what I mean? Like it's a skill. It's an optical illusion. Whereas a magic trick would be taking a coin in one hand, vanishing another. That's sleight of hand because I'm actually doing it within my hands and making that magical. So an illusion is something bigger that takes a lot more lighting, sets, all that stuff.
So to get this space in Vegas is not easy, right?
No, this is a half acre, and it's we just got it 6 months ago. So we also own a landscaping company, Danny and I, called Dirt to Dreams. So our big project now is to grow grass on this. As you can see, the seedlings slowly starting to come up. If you notice, everything here in this house, at least outside, feels like you're in Canada or Vancouver, where I'm from, or upstate New York, where my wife's from. She's from Lake George area. So it feels like you're not in Las Vegas because when you're on the Strip every day of your life, it's kind of nice to come to this and feel like you're not in Vegas for a minute. You know, we're 10 minutes away from the Strip.
You have great shade here,
great?
nice hammock.
Yeah.
You were saying over here you own a landscaping company?
Yeah, it's called Dirt to Dreams Landscaping.
How do you manage that too and do what you're doing?
I just don't sleep. I love working. I love money. I love working. I love people. And you know, we own a lot of homes, and we had a ranch growing up in Washington State.
Okay.
My parents had, and they loved doing landscaping and gardening and stuff. So I got that from them. You know what I mean?
So to be a magician, ton of work, or do you get to the place where you're at now? You're almost 50 years old. You're super comfortable in your career. You know what you're doing. It's like clockwork. It's not really that challenging.
It's not work at all. No, for me, you know, I do have a ton of work because I'm lucky, but I'm also one that You know, people always say if you can dream it, you can do it, right? But people always forget the other part is if you can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You can.
You need to. If you want to have a dream, you need to, I think. You know what I mean? Like people, these kids go online now, and I say kids, so I can say that now. They go online and see Kim Kardashian, they see Justin Bieber, they see Paris Hilton, they see everybody, or these Instagram models, and they go, well, they're hot, we can just post it and get, but even the models who are posting these hot pictures, they got to do photo shoots. They got to make themselves look well. There's a lot, they just don't accidentally take one photo. They get the deal from a bikini company, or they get their hair extension, which costs $800, and they get just even look for that one darn photo. It looks unbelievably. It takes a lot of time for people to look at that, whether you like it or not, but there's work in it. It just doesn't randomly happen. And you know this because you do social media like I do, you know what I mean?
It looks like it though, right?
Of course it does. That's
and
the illusion.
Even the content I don't like. I respect the fact that they're putting in all that work to make it and do it because there's a lot to it.
100%. So that's one of those things where people don't realize that. So I always tell people, you know, people are like, you know, you just never stop working. You always say, yeah, but I love having this. You know, I like, you know what I mean? I work hard for what I do. You know what I mean? Like if nothing was handed to me, you know what I mean? I was raised really well, and so is my wife, but it takes a lot of time and effort to have this stuff, you know, like anybody. Hey, Smudge. How you doing? You want to say hi to everybody? This is our other rescue pup, Smudge. We call her Smudge because she has a little smudge mark on her back. And this is Danny's favorite, I think. Don't say it. I know. The other dogs didn't hear that.
Smudge has a reverse fang.
That's the best part. That's the best part. So also I got to show it.
Have a look. Give it to the camera. There we go.
Oh, that's my girl. Got to rub it for good luck. And she's awake. My wife just woke up. This is Danny, everybody.
Danny.
The showgirl. We're showing you all your
Danny,
pictures and stuff.
you give your husband flowers. That's a nice twist. I like it.
Oh, is that for me?
I'm bringing these flowers.
See.
I'm bringing these to rehearsal.
Good for you. Smart. See? That's my girl.
So how is it being married to a fellow entertainer, performer? Does that make you understand each other better, would you say? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely better, and then also sometimes annoying.
Right.
You're married, you know. Love you too. This is really cool. This chandelier I got from Jerry Lewis's Scotch 80s home. The booth is from the Dunes Hotel, which is a very famous hotel in the 70s and 60s in Vegas. It's now where the Bellagio is. And this chandelier is super cool too, right there behind you. That chandelier is actually from Frank Sinatra's suite at the Riviera. So before they imploded that hotel, that was the chandelier before you went into his double-door suite at the Riv. That was hanging there.
In the world of entertainment, which you've been in pretty much your whole adult life.
Yeah.
I mean, this is everything to you, right?
Everything. I love it. I mean, I can't believe as a magician, I mean, people always say to me, do you gamble? You know, do you gamble? I said, no, I actually don't. I probably spent $100 in my whole 21 years here, because I've been on this trip for 21 years now.
Okay.
And I don't gamble. But I laugh and I go, I chose magic as a career. I've been gambling all my life. I mean, magic is not the career you go, I want to make a lot of money, be successful. Magic's right down there by clown, juggler, jester. I mean, if I want to make money, I'd be lawyer, doctor, firefighter, marine biologist, some things I wanted to be if it didn't work out, you know. And then they have this little patio here, because it's obviously a custom home designed by a guy in '81. I don't know exactly who the whole builder was, but it was this random patio out here, which is kind of fun. You know, it's a good place to do a speech, little, you know, tea party or something. You know, you want to talk to the neighbors.
Are we driving that downtown?
We can take that down, or we have my Corvette in there. So this is a car. My parents brought me home from the hospital in that in 1973. My dad bought that secondhand in '71. That's a '69 Grand Prix. And in '73, they actually brought me home from the hospital. Isn't that crazy? This is where the magic happens. Sorry, the bed's not made, but that's the way we are. And then this is her closet, and of course it's massive. She could have, because she's the girl. She's the,
is she okay with filming this?
She's fine, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that's all of her stuff. So of course we get the small closet because, you know, we're guys, this is what we do. And this here is a white tuxedo, really well made, from Jack Codell, a very famous bird magician. He was the magician that invented producing a bird on stage. So if you ever see any magician produce birds, this is the man that invented that way back in the 30s and 40s. This is the actual tuxedo he used to wear. He wore this at the Hippodrome in England. And this is Jerry Lewis's outfit. This is his, let's look at the label on that. Isn't that cool? From 1965. That's his tuxedo
Sunset
shirt.
Strip.
Yep, that's his tailor.
1965.
Yeah. I'm such a fan of old school Hollywood, right? So Liberace, his home used to have a mailbox that was shaped like a piano. He had a pool in Beverly Hills that was shaped like a piano. Elvis Presley had a guitar, things like that. So my mailbox, we got 2 rabbit ears sticking out of it. See over there? And then, of course, we're both entertainers. So for Valentine's Day this year, that's my wife, as a sculpture, my wife. And then if you look in the arch of her back, the guy who designed it, I had him, that is her actual profile in the arch of her back of the side of her face, in that little arch. Isn't that funny?
Guess we're taking the Corvette. Murray, something tells me you're not getting the latest Hyundai.
I'm not getting the latest Hyundai, and I'm not going to get a Prius, just so you know. I love saving the environment, but not with these guys. You made it. Ready to go?
Yeah, look at this.
Cool, right?
Wow. What year is this?
Is a 73.
73.
Yeah, Hero.
So in 73, it was just lap belt.
It was just a lap belt and a lot of praying.
The ultimate.
Exactly.
Head to the dash.
So down here on the left, you'll see Michael Jackson's former home. He actually owned in Las Vegas. He loved Vegas. He loved magic. My guest act, Lefty, you might want to talk to. It's the back of Michael Jackson's old house. And my guest act actually performed at Neverland Ranch for Michael Jackson twice in his career, Lefty. So you'll get a chance to meet him. But this is the house he actually owned right here. But some of these homes are gorgeous around here. Like, I don't even know where the house is. There's so many trees, but he loves trees, obviously.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
To the right here, dear friend Phil Susan lives here. He's the bass player for Ozzy Osbourne and a bunch of bands. Phenomenal. And this is brand new, just came up, and just a beautiful work of art. And they have like a 9-car garage. And like, there's 8 there, 1 in the middle, and then another. Like, it's ridiculous the size of some of these homes.
Do you know who lives there?
No idea, but I should become their friend.
Did your parents have a big part in you deciding this profession?
Yes and no. Like, my dad was a musician growing up. He cut 1 record. I think he got an opportunity at a talent show to get a record deal. So we got 1 little album when he came up. And he also got drafted for the Canadian Mounties, which was a baseball team in Vancouver.
Okay, okay.
And he had that opportunity, and his dad, who had a real job on the railway, said, hey, if you want to have a family, want to have a good life, get a real job, which is railway, telephone company, power, post office, government, because at that time, it was the perfect job because you made money. When you retired, they gave you a retirement plan.
Yeah.
And so when you had that job for 30 years, you never had to look or stress for work in your life again. So my dad gave up on baseball, gave up on music, and he went and got a real job. And at 18 years old, after he graduated, he started shoveling coal into locomotive engines. He worked at Carload Supervisor, and he worked at all the other engine jobs within the railway. And so did his uncle and his brother and everybody else. And I was the only one that didn't go into the railway,
So were they okay with that, or were you pressured to be in it?
They were okay with it, but they were like, oh, it's a phase. He's doing his thing.
Okay,
he's a teenager. And then they said, you should go to school for something. So I went to school for getting a degree in radio, television, and broadcasting.
Okay.
And I figured, well, at least that's entertainment, but it's still a real degree, because you can't get a degree in magic. But then at that point, I was already doing birthday parties, and I was doing shows in Vancouver at the age of 17, 18. I was already making about $3,000 to $5,000 a month doing magic. So
when you were 17, 18 years old?
Yeah, I had a Yellow Pages ad. I'd book other magicians out. I'd take 10%, all this stuff. And I thought, well, I'm already doing a job that I shouldn't be successful at, because in the real world of jobs, magic shouldn't be successful. And if you're in that real world mentality, because that's not a real job, right? Which I'm still doing it, so obviously. Or being a YouTuber influencer, not a real job.
Sure.
Tell that to my bank account, tell it to my mortgage company, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or my family. And you love what you do like I do. So I'd rather do this every day and not go to work 52 weeks a year and love what I do and make money. And so every day's a vacation and we're getting paid for it, So it's pretty cool, even though we work our butts off,
So you're almost 50, but do you see yourself doing this for many, many years?
Sure. I'll die on stage, As long as people will show up to my shows.
Yeah.
It's so important. If they're done seeing me, I'm done seeing them. That's fair.
As a performer, is there ever a worry of that?
Oh, 100%. I think we're always worried about that. I'm always worried about, is somebody going to show up to my show? You know what I mean? Is someone going to be there? Like we're just talking, when I tour, I can sell out 1,100 seats easily. You know what I mean? When I travel. In Vegas, to sell 1,100 seats every night, when you're not, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, or George Strait, that's not that easy, because the fact that Vegas has 76 shows a night.
Oh, wow.
76 shows a night.
So much competition.
Well, so much competition, and then there's only so many people that come to Vegas. and they only have a couple evenings here. So who do they go and see? That's me. What's up, guys? How are you? You're good? What do you get? I'm Murray. How you guys doing? You good? Pleased to meet you. You working here?
Yeah, we manage back and forth here.
Oh, no way. That's great.
Pawn Stars you're always on, right?
Yes. Yeah. You guys want to see a cool trick right now?
Yeah.
Since you're hanging out, everyone's always trying to do something. This is a really, obviously, serious sword, right? So I thought I'd try something a little more death-defying just for you guys. You guys look so dressed up. So I'm going to try to swallow the sword just for you guys. You guys want to see this?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but yeah.
Okay.
All right, how you guys doing back there? Good?
Wonderful, man.
You want to see me swallow the sword? Yeah. It's pretty...
I've seen you on TV.
Have you? Well, thanks for watching. I'm hard to hide, I know. So check this out, all right? Watch this, all right? Well, how about, huh? What do you think? Come on now. I'm not going to screw with you guys. Come on. You going to see a cool card trick while you're hanging out with me? Absolutely. All right, let's show something. Since you're hanging out, we're shooting a little fun thing for YouTube as well, so you guys gamble? You gamble? Yeah,
Every day, man.
Yeah, I know. You gamble? What's your name?
I donate a lot of money to.
Yeah, I know. Well, and we thank you. We thank you for that.
My name's Judy.
Judy, so Judy, we're going to try a card trick, you and I, okay? You're going to be the magician, okay? So first of all, come over here for a second. This is your audience, so stand here and face the audience. This is you. You're going to be the audience.
Okay.
And you're Judy. Where are you from, Judy?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. I'm
Yeah.
going to play there next week in the Pride Festival.
Oh, really?
I bring my whole show there for the Pride Festival.
have to come.
So it's a regular deck cards, right?
Yeah.
I want you to pick any cards you want out. Take anyone you want out. Great. And show them. Don't show me. Make sure I do not see it. Show them.
Gotcha.
Got it locked in. You guys got it? Okay. Say stop whenever you want.
Okay, stop.
Gonna put the card down. Now you know what the card is, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna try some. You're the magician, all right? So
Okay.
face them, all right? I'm gonna
Okay.
stand here. Now what's gonna happen is you're gonna take the cards,
Okay.
hold them, okay?
Okay.
Give them a cut, mix them up a little bit, okay? Mix them up really good, all right? Mix them up really, really good. Good. And now put them that way. Now what you're gonna do is I'm gonna hold my hand here.
Okay.
You're gonna flip the cards one at a time onto my hand.
Okay.
As you flip them on, you're gonna try to see if you can find your card before I say it. Okay. So as you
Okay.
flip it over, I'm going, that's your card. But I want you to say it before me. But smile big, show business. They're looking at you. All right.
Okay.
You're the magician now. All right.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right.
If they drop on the floor, don't worry about it. Keep going. Nice and fast. Quicker. Yep. Nice and fast. Very good. Yep. Okay. Now none of these are yours. None of these,
No.
right? None of them. Okay. All
None
right.
of
Keep
them.
going. All right. Just checking. Let's see. Let's have a look. Hold on. The three.
No.
That's okay. Now wait a minute, not the king. The king, no?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's fine.
Oh.
Yeah. You're high. This is your card? Yeah, this is your card. Right. Thanks for being a good sport. Let's show you a real trick. I'll do a proper trick. Pick any card you want.
This one.
Okay,
right
memorize it, look at it. Lock it in. Yes?
here. Yeah.
All right, place it down on the deck. Now you know what the card is, right?
Yes.
Don't forget the card.
I'm not
All right,
forgetting
so we're
the
gonna try
card.
something. And if you watch really carefully, we can cut the deck a few times. Once, twice, 3 times like this. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. How you guys doing? You good? So if you watch really, yeah, card's not in the bottom, right?
No.
Now your card was probably. It's not this card, is it? Not the ace.
No.
No. But if we go like this, watch. You see that?
Yeah.
It's gonna jump into the air.
Okay.
Watch this. Is that your card?
Yes.
See? That's how we do it. That's how we do it, girl.
Right on, Murray.
You're like, thanks for hanging out, you
Hey,
guys.
yes,
Get inside. You guys must be cooking in that. You guys want to see a trick?
Yeah.
Okay, come on over here. I'll show you a trick. You're the groom. You getting married?
Oh yeah.
Dude, congratulations.
Thank you,
When you
man.
getting married?
Sunday.
Yes, dude.
Atlanta,
Good.
yeah.
First marriage?
Yes.
Good for you. Hopefully, I don't know. I've been married a few times, boys. I can say that. Well, hopefully it's your last. So, you want to see one quick trick?
Oh, yeah.
Something fun? All right, so here we go. Pick any cards you want. It's totally up to you. That one? All right, great. Excellent. So watch carefully. Show your boys, show your friends, show these two. Make sure they know what that is. Got it? Say stop whenever you want.
Stop.
Put the card down. Great. Now the card that you chose isn't a joker, is it? Or an instruction card? You're sure, right? So we cut the deck 2 or 3 times like this, okay? And you can mix the cards up a little bit. I've kind of learned this. You can kind of flip cards around like this, flip them like this, flip them like this. They kind of mix them back and forth, right? Take a card like so, you can put it anywhere in the deck. You can kind of in the middle like that. You can go like this. Watch really carefully. You go like this. I'm going to try to find your card. So it's kind of half and half, right? If I go like this, flip this over to here, flip this here, flip this here, cut this in half, right? Go like this. Watch. What was your card?
7 of diamonds.
7 of diamonds. So they're all back in order, right? Acceptable. Is that your card, buddy? Is that your card? That means good luck. It means your marriage is going to last, so you're very lucky. Congratulations, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, all right? Let me do this one trick on camera for you as well, because I'm carrying a stupid thing around, and it's a pain in my ass, to be honest with you. Let me set this down.
That is amazing. That is
fun stuff.
So much skill.
Yeah.
Or illusion.
I guess so,
So much illusion.
Yeah.
You had me.
No, good, perfect.
I was looking so closely.
Yeah, that's the idea. See, that's the difference. So that was sleight of hand and magic, and then illusion is something like my train vanished in America's Got Talent.
Yes.
Where I said I'm going to make it vanish. I did make it vanish, but I didn't just snap my fingers. We obviously had some skill, but I wasn't using sleight of hand because I can't put it in my hand. So it's like this. This is like sleight of hand. You see this pink handkerchief here? You can see this. Yeah, you can get it on camera well. You go like this. You see, that's how you do it right there. See? Welcome to Vegas, you guys.
I remember the train disappearance that you did. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That was, you obviously can't tell what happened, but...
No, but it took a lot of people. When we had that idea with the train trick, I did a trick where I turned a girl into a tiger. That was my episode before that, and they said, what can you do to top that? Because that's what they do, producers do.
Right.
So we were sitting at the Ivy in Beverly Hills. I wanted to go to the Ivy because all the famous people went to the Ivy, right? And I wanted to have a $50 salad. So I brought my mom and Lefty, who you'll see in my show today. Okay. And we're hanging out, and we're sitting there, and I said, Doug, I don't know what to do. Doug's his real name. He goes by Lefty. And I said, what can we do that tops turning a girl into a tiger? He said, I said, why don't you make a train appear? Like your dad's train, because he worked for the railway. They want a sob story of rags to riches, or you didn't take your family's vocation. Yeah, exactly. So they call up. What are you gonna do next if you go through?
Yeah.
Well, if I go through, well, I said I can make a train appear. So we already did a Ferrari appearance. How about could you make a train disappear? I said, yeah, no problem. Now I've never done it in my life. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But I had an idea how to do it. So I come back home here to Vegas. I go, Mom, I gotta find a train. Old train, looks like Dad's. So we drove to Boulder City, which is out this way towards Arizona. Sure. We pull and they have an old train yard out there, a big old train yard. I go into some logging company's place. I meet the guy. I go, how do you get into this train storage area? Yeah. Because that's state owned. I said, you know what? Got the railway ties to the edge of my fence. Why don't you just hop the railway ties, hop the fence, and go check out the train. See if you see one you like and see if we can get a hold of them. I said, really? So here I'm climbing over a damn fence in Boulder City trying to find a train. Found one that would be perfect for the show. Got my guys in. Anyways, long story short, literally in 6 days, we figured out how to get that train lighter on that stage in LA, and we rehearsed it probably for 2 days straight in the parking lot because I had no idea how to make this train disappear. It was an idea I had on a piece of paper. I hired a very famous illusion designer named Don Wayne. He was the guy that invented the vanishing Statue of Liberty for David Copperfield, his vanishing jet, walking through a wall of China, a legendary designer. He passed away now a couple years ago. I brought him on to help me, and then 2010 we made a train vanish in front of 22 million people on TV. And I'll never do it again, but I did it once. I pulled the cloth, and when I look back, I look back to make sure it actually vanished, and the look you see on my face, I'm so damn happy because I'm like, thank God it's not there. If it was there, it'd be a funny video as well, but not the way I planned.
How many are there in the world making a full-on profession out of being a magician?
I think full-time, like really full-time, meaning no other jobs going on. Yeah. I would want to say maybe 200 people in the whole world, like full-time. I mean, on the Las Vegas Strip, don't forget, on the Las Vegas Strip, there's only 11 of us on the Strip. Now, I say only 11. To me, that's 10 too many. You know what I mean? Because it's a business, right? But we're all different. You know, you got the Copperfield, you got Shin Lim, you got myself, you got Piff. You know, you got Tapeface, who's not a magician, but he's a phenomenal act. You know, you have Penn and Teller, you know what I mean? Hey, David Blaine once in a while down the street, you know? And so when you have all these guys performing like this, you know, if you're gonna see a magic show, you're not gonna see 10, unless you're really a magic buff. You're gonna see one, and then you'll see a Cirque show or see a...
But that, in the whole world, you think 200?
I'm saying 200. You know, maybe I'm way off. You know what I mean? But I know there's a lot of magicians out there. Meaning, like they're school teachers on the weekends. They do a kid's birthday party. But I'm talking people that's all they do for a living. Right. You know what I mean?
Is it super hard to get into these days for young people?
I don't think so. I think it's easier, but I think they're also turned off. Because here's the difference. When I grew up, there was no computers. I feel like, back in the old days, but it's true. I had to read a book from the library. The book I read was Mark Wilson's Course in Magic. I still highly recommend it. It has illustrations and words. I learn by visuals. I don't learn by words. Okay. Nowadays, online, you can watch a trick, online. They can also tell you how to do it online. Okay. And all of a sudden, you look at how it's done, you go, that's it, that's easy, I don't want to be it. So for me, in a book, you'd get the trick going, turning a coin into a flower. I'm like, holy shit, that's amazing. Turn a coin into a flower? And you'd read how to turn a coin into a flower.
Right.
By the time you finished reading how to turn a coin into a flower, you had already learned it and taught yourself and go, wow, that is cool. Like, that looks really cool. Versus judging the whole thing within 2 minutes, that somebody already put it out there, shows you how it's done.
Yep.
Then you've seen how it's done. They've taught you and you kind of go, nah, don't really like it. So that's the difference.
But does that annoy you, magicians, that people can show how to do these tricks online?
Yeah, I think it's overdone. I think it's oversaturated. You know what I mean? I think it's a lot overdone with all that. You know what I mean? But the problem is it's the internet. It's the way it is. So the idea is to keep beating the internet and creating tricks that are more unique, interesting, and also create the brand for yourself. You know what I mean? So what's that?
There
oh,
it is.
yeah.
Oh, I just
that's
missed
right.
you.
And there I am
You
again.
were there.
Look at that. That's my second job. No, it's not.
Okay,
But-
so it keeps you on your toes then, basically.
Well, yeah, because, you know, and like you said, I guess we'll take the stairs. But you look at people, the reason 11 magicians can work on this strip is the same reason that there's 20 singers a night in Vegas as well. Because if you like Taylor Swift, you're probably going to like maybe Bruno Mars. You might like George Strait. You don't, just because you like one doesn't mean you have to. So Shin Lim and Piff and David Copperfield, Penn and Teller, all these guys, they have their own brands, you know, and the way to really make it in Vegas is to work really hard and not just do tricks. Anyone can do tricks. I can teach you 3 tricks right now that you can do, be impressive, but they're just tricks until you put your Peter spin on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then I want to come and see Peter, not a trick. So when people come to see me or Piff or David Copperfield, they come to see Copperfield. They're coming to see Piff. They're coming to see Murray. They're coming, you know what I mean?
All you guys have a super strong identity.
Yes, well, that's the idea, I think. I think it goes for anybody, even if you look at singers. Like I was talking to you in the car that my wife loves Lizzo. I love the fact that she's a healthy woman, right?
Yep.
She owns her look. She plays the flute. She writes her own music, and her lyrics are pretty damn good. You know what I mean? But she's not your typical Whitney Houston, right? She's not your typical, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love that. You know what I mean? In this day and age, I think there's more of that around, and I love it. I think it's great. You know what I mean?
You do prep work before
Setting the act up, yeah, getting things ready for the big show. I have some people set some stuff like Lefty. He sets a lot of my act up, but other stuff that I handle personally, I still also deal with myself that way. If it does go to shit, I know.
Does it ever go to
Oh, sure. But the audience won't know, though. You know, I'll know.
really?
It will always
You
have
cover
a-
it?
Yeah. There's always a way in or out, you know what I mean? So,
Can I step in here?
yeah, you can come on in.
You know this girl here?
That's Abby. She's in Fantasy, the other show I'm in across the street. The #1 top burlesque topless show in Vegas.
Do you know all of these girls
know all the
here?
girls, yeah. Who's that? That's Yessie. She's the headline captain. And then we got Mariah. She's the co-executive producer. She's been there for a long, long time. And we got Skyla. She's phenomenal. She's now moved to a different show in Las Vegas, and her whole family's a legacy. Her grandmother, her mother, and her are all showgirls in Vegas. They were all, and her grandmother, I believe, was one of the first Follies dancers here back in the 50s and 60s.
Do you see a lot of that here?
Some of it, not a lot, but some of it. Yeah, it's more common here because, you know, you kind of fall like what I should have done in my world. I should have been working for the railway. But some people go off the beaten track. But most people, sometimes, if it's in your lineage, you'll be probably
stay in it.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
As well, so yeah, the girls are awesome. They're amazing. They're just super cool chicks and just really down there. And the thing is, they're really talented dancers. I mean, they've trained in ballet, jazz, modern, all that stuff. So you know, a lot of people think a topless dancer in Vegas is equal to, we get that stripper mentality or that, you know, that go-go dancer, and all these girls are all classically trained. So, you know, it just has the allure of being topless, and if you got it, why not flaunt it? You know? It doesn't last forever. Jesus.
What about when you're single in this world? Is it a
Single in Vegas?
It's a pretty active place.
Yeah, it's single in Vegas is fun too. I mean, Lefty's both. He's single right now. He's very legible right now. Lefty's very legible. Nice house, nice car, no kids.
Eligible.
That too.
Not legible.
Legible. He's legible too.
My handwriting
He's
is
legible. He's legible. He's very legible. See?
Actually, I don't know.
See?
His handwriting's a little
sloppy. Yeah, I know. Well, you know, he was going to be a doctor too. That was his other option. So.
Have you been in this world most of your life?
Yeah, I started, I did my first show when I was 4 years old for my pre-kindergarten class.
Oh, wow.
I had a red and green silk that were tied together. I passed it through my hands 3 times. It turned to a red and blue silk. I bowed, got no reaction, and ran over to my mom and started crying. When I was 4 and my brother was 6, my mom said to my dad, you should really think of an activity you can do with your sons that's like your thing.
Okay.
So it didn't start out as a career at all. We did it for our grandmother's birthday. We did a show at Christmas. So we would do like a little 20-minute show. I don't think my parents thought I would go on. I went to an Ivy League school, college, University of Pennsylvania, and the Wharton Business School, where they taught no magic. But yeah, they didn't. I don't think they thought I was going to go on to do magic. It was more as something to do fun with the boys. I was always a very visual person, and I was good at puzzles, so I would always look at magic as trying to figure out a puzzle. So as I got older, I started to look at the magic trick as my dad would show me the trick, and then I would say, don't tell me how you did it, let me try to figure it out on my own. And sometimes I figured out a different method than the actual method.
So true passion work, would you say?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right now?
I mean, absolutely. If I didn't get paid, and sometimes I don't, I would still do it.
That's my boy.
Murray, what's going on?
Because I truly love it. And I feel like if you're not a fellow entertainer or you're not in entertainment, you can't relate to the energy you get from a live audience. You know, different than an actor who performs in a film. He films the movie for 3 months. They spend a year producing, editing it. Then it gets released, and then you hear the feedback. With a live performer, I go out on stage, and I know right away did they like me or not. Because it's not whether we think it's funny or we think it's impressive. It's the audience.
Okay, so can you compare that to, say, live music? You see your favorite band, right? And they have their songs that everyone knows and loves. Then they produce a new album.
Yes.
Nobody cares about it in the beginning.
Yes.
So they always have to go back to their most popular. Is that painful, though, in the creative process, having to go back sometimes?
No, I think
the
that,
routine.
But I also think that you are where you are because of the fans. Like if you're a famous musician, I always say, you know, if Madonna goes on tour, you want to hear Like a Virgin. You want to hear Vogue. Now, I know she's probably tired of doing it, but that's what the fans want to do.
I was always wondering that. Do you think our creators are really tired of going back to what they've done a million times?
I think some get tired of it, but then you have to figure out, okay, am I going to do Like a Virgin acoustic for the tour? Okay. So now it's a fresh take, even though I'm giving the people what they want, and they're hearing Like a Virgin, it's an acoustic stripped down version as opposed to the dance version.
It's a living.
So you came up with all of this.
Yep. A lot of these ideas, though, somebody else has the idea of a trick, and then I see the idea, they sell me the rights to it, and then I take it and then I try to make it my
Wow,
own.
you're buying the rights to this idea?
Sure. Yeah.
How do they protect rights to ideas?
They don't. You know, you just have to be honorable. Or if you're professional like we are, we all try to stay honorable. You know what I mean?
Because it would be the biggest lame move, right?
Totally.
If you,
yeah. When you're just starting out, or you aren't want to be famous or whatever, you can hide because nothing's effective. But when you're on late night talk shows or major programs with tricks that people invent, and if it's theirs and you're stealing it, it's a huge problem. You know. This is the stuff most people never get to see. So.
Yeah, this behind the scenes, huh? Do you get butterflies at all anymore, or no?
No, but I do get anxious or excited if I got a new trick that I'm doing. I'll be excited to do it. Or if there's someone in the audience that's well known, that I want to impress, Or it could even be my wife, Danny, sometimes, Because you want to look good for the missus, right?
Guys under 30, magicians, are they going to be doing props like this?
A lot of them are doing tricks specifically for the camera, for YouTube, for Facebook, for TikTok. And the danger is that when they get a call for a live show, they don't know how to perform for an audience. They're used to performing for one person, which is the camera, seeing them, as opposed to if you're in an audience, you have to play the people in the front, the back, you're looking around the whole room. They're used to performing specifically for a camera, so it's very different. So for example, if I'm holding this card like this, if you get the right angle, it looks paper thin. But if the camera moves over to here, now you see that the card is wider. So if I was doing a trick specifically for the camera, I would spend time having the person look and get the exact angle perfect, where live, I couldn't do that because there'd be multiple people watching. So I wouldn't be able to do that.
There he is. How you doing?
I talked to going to record the whole set.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll give it to Harry, Harry will give it to you guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
because he did this thing with Harry the other day too. Yeah.
He said I could record with the phone out there.
I heard him say that too. So.
Good. How you doing? Good.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you got some people out
Good.
there. They're
Good.
excited about being entertained.
Good. Well,
Good.
I hope I'm excited to entertain.
Let Harry do it, man.
Perfect. It's like Groundhog Day every day around here.
Okay, so you were saying earlier off camera, you're an introvert?
Mm-hmm.
I find that hard to believe almost.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, yeah. Because I turned on, I know how to turn on, and I'm really genuine when I am on, but I hide behind the hair and the glasses. When I walk on stage is my controlled environment, so. But when I'm off stage though, if I were to come to a party in this room, I'd just sit here in the corner, have a glass of wine, whoever sat beside me, I would talk to. I wouldn't try to be the life of the party, I wouldn't try to say the biggest joke, I wouldn't, you know what I mean?
So this is the opening right now? This is
the opening
happening
of the
out
videos,
there?
yeah. And I keep it loud so we can hear it backstage.
Here in Las Vegas, we've set up
There you go.
a simple hidden camera.
And he follows around, go. All right. This you can put on the video if you want.
What are you doing there?
It's a secret, but it's a secret you can see.
Okay.
Looks like the ace of clubs, right? The cool thing about performing is every audience, before you go on stage, you don't know what you're going to get, you know what I mean? Because it's a new audience. So the show's old. I've been doing this material for 20, 30 years. But the cool thing is the audience is like that. It's the very first time they see the video. So it's kind of exciting. So every audience is different.
He's been on over 20 reality shows and has had over 1 billion online views. Laugh Factory is proud to present Murray.
What's up? How you guys doing? I'm back. And what do you guys think of the jacket? You like it? Yeah, it's brand new. You ever get that where you get a little thing sticking, you cut the tags off, and there's like a tag, you know what I'm talking about? That's poking here. Is anything hanging off the back? Is there anything? No? No. Because it's poking the, maybe it's from the dry cleaners. Is there a pin hanging off here anywhere? Do you guys see it? Anywhere? There's nothing here, right? No, what the? Oh, wait. Ha! There it is. I totally got it. I hate when that. So frustrating because the dry cleaner is right beside the bowling alley, so it's really. And I always open my show too with this magic kit. Yo, I'll show you. I got my stool and I got my briefcase right here. Just let me get rid of this. Hang on, just hang on. That's it. Here. Come on. That's the whole show. And I always throw out my stagehand, though his name is Lefty. Please put your hand for Lefty, everybody. There he is. Thank you, sir. See, I know exactly where you are. Look, traveling, though, I drive a lot. So I was driving to Laughlin, which is about an hour and a half towards Arizona, and I stopped at a small diner. And I realized they still have those glass ketchup bottles. You guys know what I'm talking about? 5 people, this is gonna go great. So I realized one of the hardest things to do is take ketchup out of a glass bottle. So I thought for the big opening trick tonight, I'm gonna take ketchup out of a glass bottle. Just try to quit mocking me. All right. Yes, in the bag, here we go. 1, 2, 3, it's gone! 1, 2, 3, it's back, that's it. That's it. You had the option, the Blue Man Group with the Blue Man. So you're stuck with this crap for an hour. One more time, here we go. Ketchup in the bag, here we go. Slate of ketchup, that is it. Here we go. Here he is. Oh, lid. It's a tomato, people, humor me. Ketchup, tomato, it's a goddamn tomato. Dude, perfect. It's gone.
Such a cool craft, guys. Like the talent that it takes to pull this off. I mean, I have no clue what's going on, and I'm seeing I'm seeing it up and close and personal, or we are right now, and it's still, it's very technical and just pure A game, what he's doing.
How you doing, buddy? Good, you enjoying it?
Oh, it's awesome.
Good, love it.
It's half magic, half comedy.
That's what I say. Yeah, because I've always been, for me, my big thing after the age of, I say 28, 30, I realized comedians get on TV a lot quicker and faster than magicians. There's always only one magician on TV, one hero. Whereas comedians, they're in TV shows, they're hosts or whatever. So as of 28, when I moved to Vegas, I started going and driving to open mics. Comedy Store, Laugh Factory, Improv, Ice House. I started doing mics, just comedy, no magic. And I'd bomb 9 jokes, and one would work out of the 10. I'd bring that home, put it in my show. Then go again the next week and bomb 9 jokes, find another one that worked. You know, and as you keep doing it further and further, you start only bombing 4 jokes and 6 work, and start bombing only 1 joke. And that's how I become, because I realized I need to be funny, like legit funny, not just with a trick and a cheesy joke, you know what I mean? So, and then I figured out how do you amalgamate both those together, meaning a trick that does work or doesn't work. So if you notice all my tricks go wrong, and then at the end they kind of go right. So that's kind of the way it works.
So it's your own fusion style?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it works that way. I think it's good. And there's not many comedy magicians out there, you know what I mean? So, here we go. Last one. Oh, Lefty, everybody! That's Lefty. Then we have her Lefty and his new girlfriend. No, it's better. We always love giving away stuff that we haven't done with my brand new posters, Miss Chance, Pawn Stars, America's Got Talent, those are my special.
Well, that was very cool.
You know, well, thanks for hanging.
That was awesome.
Thanks for spending the day with me. This is really cool, too, in this hotel, La Trop. I got to show this to you, because, you know, I love history, right? And I love old Vegas. And, you know, this is one of the original mafia hotels.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. And they got busted with a lot of stuff. You look back in the old days, in the 50s and 60s. This ceiling's one of the original ceilings. Not from the original. This is like the second version of when they made the hotel. And if you look at this top, is all those mirrors? Those are one-way mirrors. So back in the old days, security, we didn't have cameras back then. There'd be security standing on catwalks, looking over into the, here's a lucky penny, see? Make a wish. You gotta make a wish, see? There you go. There's, and they would have security on catwalks looking over the tables, watching the gamblers, seeing if they're cheating. That was the real way to do it. So those catwalks are still up there. Those one-way mirrors are still there. Now they have eye in the skies everywhere, as you can see them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but that's the original catwalk. So I want to go up there because now they've sold the hotel supposedly, and in about 2.5 years, 3 years, they're going to put a baseball park here and everything. Supposedly, that's the newest revelation. So before they erect this hotel, I want to have security take me up there and walk because I love that stuff.
And that's a half day's work.
Half day's work, yeah. Then I'll go home, have dinner usually, and then go to Fancy at the Luxor, you know, and do a little something there, so.
Same show at the Luxor?
No, different show, different stuff, because it's an adult review show, so I'm a little more edgy, you know. I do 10 minutes in a 5-minute spot, because they're going there to see the girls topless, and I'm just the comedy relief of the show, so.
Oh, you go edgier there?
Yeah, because it's a topless review show, it's all adults, so it's a whole different ballgame. It's very Vegas, so it's a great show, though. Oh, made it.
Full circle.
We made it back home to the pad, kids.
Thank you so much for bringing us in.
Dude, thank you for hanging out, dude.
That was
Thanks
awesome.
for hanging out, man.
That was so
fun
cool.
Day?
I have so much admiration and respect for what you do.
Thank you, thanks.
It's really, it's like A-level, amazing. You know what I love too? It's very honest work.
Sure.
People want to, like, an escape.
Yep.
They know their ticket price. They go in.
Yeah.
They have laughs.
Take them in a land of fantasy and, you know, misdirection for an hour, forget all your problems, and then come back and realize those problems are still there. But that's okay. It's an hour of relief, right? We all need that. Whether you do yoga, you do Pilates, or you know, get some Zen moments in Sedona or wherever the heck you go, right?
Exactly.
So,
okay, so for people to see you, we got you at the Laugh Factory at the Tropicana.
Yep,
Where else?
Tropicana. You can see me in Fantasy at the Luxor, which is a more adult review, and I'm there weekly. And then you want to see my stuff online, I have my new comedy special out on Tubi, T-U-B-I.
Okay.
You can download that and stream that. And of course, I got my channels, which is Murray Magic.
So guys, his performance is awesome. Go to that if you're in Vegas. But his YouTube channel, fantastic. Also, amazing pranks. All the links down below in the description. You're the man.
Dude. Thanks for
Appreciate
hanging
it.
out, dude. You're
All
always
right.
welcome as a guest here.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
Thanks for coming along. Until the next one.